we all knew who we were. No, because we have
Had a rough. Oh yeah, everything you're wearing, you're.
como te queda. Pero pues, should have put a sash.
Fiesta medals.
No, it's just we have guests for the board. Okay. D minus 1 minute. Okay. Amelia. Right at
Yeah, she's going to be first.
right. Anybody?
Good evening, school board, Dr. Hernandez and district staff. The time is now 6 p.m. on this 21st day of May 2019, and I call this meeting of the Edgewood Independent School District Board meeting to order. Ms. Amelia Portillo, would you please come forward? Mr. Joseph Guerra, would you please come forward? At this time, we will issue the statement of elected officer. I'm sorry, Stella, please. At this time, we will issue the statement of elected officer and administer the oath of office to our Edgewood Independent School District Board of Trustees. Ms. Portillo, you have the floor.
Good evening and congratulations. So the first statement you will take is the statement of officer. I will read some of this information, and if you would please repeat your name after. So I'm Stella Camacho.
Joseph Guerra,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I have not
or
affirm
affirm
that
that
I
I
have
have not
directly or indirectly paid,
directly or indirectly paid,
offered, promised to pay, contributed
offered, promised to pay, contributed
any money or thing of value,
any money, thing of value,
or promise any public office or employment
promise any public office or employment
for the giving or withholding
for the giving or withholding
of a vote at the election at which I was elected,
a vote at the election which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation,
as a reward to secure my appointment, confirmation,
whichever the case may be, so help me God.
whatever the case may be, so help me God.
So the next one you will take is the oath of office. I
Joseph Guerra,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I have faithfully execute the duties of the office
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office
of board trustee
of board trustee
of the state of Texas and will to the best of my ability
state of Texas, will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state, so help me God.
and of this state, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Ms. Camacho, Mr. Guerra, would you please join us on the dais? I will call the roll. Vice President Frank Espinosa,
Present.
Secretary Stella Camacho.
Here.
Board Member Timothy Payne.
Present.
Board Member Martha Castilla.
Here.
Board Member Joseph Guerra.
Here.
Board President Roy Soto, I'm here as well. Let the record show that a quorum of the Edgewood Independent School District Board is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flag? Ms. Calderon Lugo, you have the floor.
Good evening, Board President Soto, members of our school board, Dr. Hernandez, staff, and community. At this time, we'd like to welcome the students from Wren Middle School who are going to be reciting the U.S. and Texas Pledge this evening. I'd also like to welcome to the podium Ms. Cannon Gomez, who will introduce us to our students. Thank you.
Good evening, board members, board president, and Dr. Hernandez. I'd like to present to you our NJHS. We have two of our officers, Benicio Silva, 7th grader, he's president, and Emily Roque, she is our current treasurer this year, and she's an 8th grader. We also have our sponsors, Mr. Christopher Terrazas and Ms. Ruby Hernandez.
Once again, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you to our students from Wren Middle School. So now this evening, we want to continue to recognize the outstanding students and staff from Edgewood ISD with our Leaders of the Pack video series. Again, these individuals exhibit what has become our district's core values: professionalism, accountability, and communication. At this time, the first leader I'd like to recognize is Mr. Hugo Hernandez from our bilingual department. If he can please come forward. So Mr. Hernandez demonstrates his passion for bilingual education every day. Our bilingual teachers and bilingual community hold him in high regard. He positively represents Edgewood ISD at the local, state, and national level. Mr. Hernandez is known to have a how can I help attitude and continuously advocates for our bilingual families. Mr. Hernandez was also recently appointed as the president for the 2019-2020 San Antonio Area Association of Bilingual Education, also known as SABE, their board. Congratulations, Mr. Hugo Hernandez, on being a leader of the pack.
I started my professional career as a bilingual teacher, and I have been in this position for the past 4 years. Our population that we serve is close to 20%. We are looking about 2,000 students. They are in early childhood centers, middle schools, elementaries, and high schools. We provide professional development for teachers. We also support model lessons for teachers, professional training with techniques, with instructional strategies that will assist teachers to help those students. One of the things that we always promote is for those students to feel proud of their culture and for them to maintain that cultural heritage. Tenemos una oportunidad histórica porque a nivel nacional, a nivel estatal y a nivel de la ciudad de San Antonio, muchos padres están reconociendo el valor de hablar más de un idioma. El futuro del programa bilingüe va a ser expandirse y creo que nosotros vamos a lograr eso dándole oportunidad a los padres de familia y a los estudiantes de que participen en programas bilingües que sean de calidad y que se reconozcan como los mejores de la ciudad, del estado y de la nación. Creo que eso lo vamos a lograr trabajando conjuntamente y promoviendo programas bilingües que sean sólidos y estén basados en investigaciones científicas.
Being a former Alamo Academy student, I've always wanted to learn something new and try new things. So when the opportunity presented itself for the D. Howard Scholarship, I wanted to try something new, and I've always been interested in aerospace. When Mr. Fagan came and presented me with the scholarship, I was confused at first because I didn't know what was going on or who he was. And after he introduced himself, he started talking to me about it, and I got more excited because he told me I was the only one in San Antonio who had gotten the scholarship. Some of the things I'm looking forward to this summer are traveling because I've never been on a plane or out of Texas. I'm looking forward to learning about Wisconsin and aerospace. When I think of aerospace, I think of NASA, and when I think of NASA, I think about people who work hard and study. I think this opportunity in aerospace will help lead me down a new career path. I would like to thank Edgewood and the D. Howard Foundation.
I'm Marisela Luna. I am a guidance counselor with Edgewood ISD. I'm currently at AEP. I've been blessed with the opportunity to work with students that are in the need of a second chance, someone to support them in ensuring that they do not lose credit. I've had several students complete the program successfully. They transition back to the home campus. It's a privilege to see that. It's almost like a little mini graduation that we celebrate here.
The ultimate for high school students is their graduation. I get to have an impact in that because I want every single one of them to graduate. The other part of it is helping them get into college or the military or a trade school or whatever it is they want to do. But I get to have some part in that. School counseling is not just my job. It is what I enjoy. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. The cliche, everybody has a purpose in life. I think I'm making a big contribution as a school counselor.
I'm a counselor here at Roosevelt Elementary, and I've been at Roosevelt in the Edgewood ISD district as a counselor for this will be my 6th year. As I went through my educational experience working with children, I started off in middle school. I saw some of their struggles of wanting to complete their educational dreams. So I had the opportunity then to move to high school. I saw the struggles continue, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to work with more students by hitting the majority of the students within a classroom or within a district. And that's what made me choose to go back in to get my counseling degree. Well, what I love about Edgewood is I grew up in a neighborhood just like Edgewood. So in going back to why I became a counselor, I think each of us comes to our professional experience and defining who we are by what we have experienced in our previous growth. That growing up in a neighborhood like Edgewood makes me want to be a part of this district because it brings back all those special people that made me who I am.
So at this time, I want to ask Ms. Leslie Salazar from Memorial High School to please come forward. We heard her story in the video, and it's incredible what an opportunity has offered Ms. Salazar, and it's incredible what just being able to say, I want to try something new, what it has led to. Now she's going to try something where she's not only received the scholarships, but as she mentioned, this experience is going to be something new for her because she's now going to be traveling on a plane for the first time, visiting a state outside of the state of Texas, and all of this because she wanted to try something new. And so I think that is very brave, very courageous on her part, and I think it's a lesson for all of us to try something new, no matter how nerve-wracking it could be sometimes. So congratulations on being a leader of the pack. And we are happy to have Mr. Wayne Fagan from the D. Howard Foundation here also. So if we can ask you to get a quick photo, please, with Ms. Leslie. And thank you for being here this evening, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you. We're very proud of her. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, at this time, I'd like to have our counselors, Ms. Maricela Luna from AEP, Ms. Teresa Fisher from Memorial High School, and Ms. Marilyn Brown from Roosevelt Elementary School. Ms. Brown wasn't able to join us this evening, so in her place we have Ms. Tina Garcia, campus principal. And so in preparing for this evening, and we heard their story during the video, I asked a few people to tell me something about these ladies, and here are a few of the adjectives that I received. They inspire, motivate, push, impact, help, and listen. And those are just a few of the words that I received when asking about the work that they do every single day with our students. This is what our counselors do for our students, for our community here in Edgewood ISD. They serve and support our campuses, so many times being a soft place to land when our students need it the most. Congratulations, ladies, on being leaders of the pack. Thank you. Watch your step. Yes, watch your step, please. That's all on my part. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Before we continue with the superintendent's report, I would like to take a moment to recognize a friend and colleague who will today complete his term of appointment to the Edgewood ISD Board of Managers. Richard Santoyo, together with Frank Espinosa, Stella Camacho, and myself, was appointed to the Edgewood ISD Board of Managers in May 2016. Shortly thereafter, we were joined by Timothy Payne and Martha Castilla. During Richard's term, with his continuous involvement, leadership, and support, the Board of Managers achieved many goals in record time. During Richard's tenure, the board has achieved the following accomplishments, to name just a few, which have made Edgewood better and advanced our goals. The budget was converted from a September start date to July 1st to help campus principals better serve the needs of teachers and scholars. The board, as a search team, hired Dr. Eduardo Hernandez, superintendent. Teacher and support staff raises were implemented each year. An open border policy was implemented to allow outside students to participate in Edgewood ISD schools. And District of Innovation designation was implemented. Each of these accomplishments involved research, time, study, deliberation, planning, and discussion. Richard can be justly proud of his footprints. Richard and I have known each other since we were teenagers. We were teammates in football, baseball, and track. Richard and I were on the 1972 John F. Kennedy football team that won district and competed against the defending state champions in the playoffs. Richard was our field general who kept us focused and driven, even though we were younger, smaller, and physically less talented. Richard was our confident and fearless leader. I can tell you that as a teenager, he was always the quietest and best behaved. He always listened well, processed his thoughts carefully, and responded clearly. Richard hasn't changed. During discussions at board meetings, Richard typically speaks last, thinking about everything carefully and responding with thought-provoking points. He brought calmness to our discussions. He helped us grow as a team. His work ethic, loyalty, commitment to our children and our team set a great example for all of us. He is a genuine and true servant leader. In his career, Richard served as a firefighter. In retirement, he dedicated his time and energy to serving the Edgewood community. Richard, on behalf of the Edgewood Board, I thank you for your commitment, hard work, and passion to provide a better future for our children and young scholars. We're very proud to be your friends and coworkers. Go ahead, Richard.
So thanks for taking on my thunder, Roy. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank the TEA for selecting me to serve as a board manager almost 3 years ago to the day. All the board managers you see seated at the dais and I started as pre-K, so to speak. 3 years later, we can walk, talk, and recite what makes a good board member and together a good board. We adopted the mantra, student outcomes don't change until adult behaviors change. And as a board, we worked alongside 3 superintendents, the third proving to be the charm for us as a board, and more importantly, for the Edgewood community and their children, our scholars. Dr. Hernandez and his staff never wavered in providing what they believe to be the best curriculum, programs, and tools necessary for success not only in the classroom, but in life. Speaking for myself, I thank the members of the senior leadership team and their staff in always being available to answer questions on items I did not understand. Thank you for hanging in during the often long workshop hours and imparting your knowledge and professionalism so that I could become a better, more informed board member and a ward of the Edgewood School District. Thank you, Olga, Amelia, Rosie, and Denise for being there with us from day one. Thank you, Mr. Cruz and his associates. Serving as a board manager has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. They say you don't know what you have until it's gone, and I am missing it already. Many people outside the Edgewood School District recognize the history of the district as it pertains to school finance and equal rights. Now is the time, though, for all to know Edgewood by its future. Thank you.
We're going to continue with agenda item number 3, the superintendent's report. Dr. Hernandez, you have the floor.
Good afternoon. I don't know how you follow that, so thank you, Mr. Santoya. I really appreciate your honesty in speaking to the board and in your dedication to the board, too. So thank you, sir. As part of the superintendent's report this evening, I wanted to reiterate one of the messages that we have echoed as a team of 8 up here, and of course as the senior leadership team throughout the last 10 months that I've been in the district. May 9th was my 10th month joining the family here in Edgewood. I've always tried to maintain a very clear message in how we serve and support the scholars in the community of Edgewood. And so just moving forward as we continue on into the summer and into future months, I'm going to keep echoing the same message that I've tried to send out to our folks. And so, Ms. Ola, you know, I never wanted to be ignored that our number one outcome in what we do every day is to graduate all of our scholars, college, career, military ready, for their expected date of graduation. I know that may sound very like, well, of course we do that every day, but I never want to lose light that that is our number one outcome in Edgewood. How we do that is by having classrooms every day where kids come, kids engage in athletics or art or theater or whatever they choose to do, but educating a child is educating a child in every facet of life, not just in the academic classroom. So again, we have one number one outcome in our district, to graduate our kids. We use 3 corporate values in our district. So this evening you saw a Leader of the Pack video that highlights individuals in Edgewood that exemplify the core values of professionalism, being accountable, and communicating. You saw examples of that today in our student that was here, our counselors, the different individuals that make up the family here in Edgewood ISD. Among all of that tonight, I hope what you also saw was a board member who is moving on to other things in his life, but understands that creating an equitable and a governing board that supports children requires us to see beyond today, requires us to really continue to support the movement of this governing body as we move forward. That's what being part of the Edgewood family is about. So we have 3 core values, one end outcome, 3 core values that we follow. We have 5 board superintendent goals. This is how we spend our money. This is how we spend our time. This is how we invest in the people in the district. So we focus on student success. That's our first goal. Our second goal is our focus is our families. That's the most important thing that we have. Our third focus is how we work operationally, how we spend our money, which is our 5th goal. And then our 4th goal is our people. The most important asset we have is our people, how we develop our people, and also how we serve and support our students. So again, 1 end outcome, 3 corporate goals, 5 board superintendent goals. That's part of our message. We have 5 innovation zones that we're going to be working on over the next 5 years as part of a strategic plan that our district is going to spending all of its time on our journey of innovating our zones in our school district. So at the end of the school year, I'm going to be having an assembly with all members of the Edgewood community internally, and we're going to be inviting members of the local community to come in and hear about what the innovation zones are going to be for our next 5 years in our school district. So I'll take you back to 1-3-5-5. We have 1 end outcome, 3 core values, 5 board superintendent goals that are wrapped up in 5 innovation zones over the next 5 years. And that's what the 5-year plan is about. We have, so go ahead and keep going. So from now on, as we move forward, at any time, that's going to be our new hashtag. Ask me about the 1-3-5-5. We have, again, I know I'm saying this over and over, but I want to repeat it. 1 outcome, 3 core values, 5 board superintendent goals, and 5 innovation zones that will take us 5 years to sustain that work. That is the core message of the work that we're about to embody on in the next 5 years. So as we move forward, I will continue to bring information as part of the superintendent report each month. And again, I want to plug our May 30th meeting from 3 to 4 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. If you're a member of the community and you'd like to come hear our 5-year innovation plan, by all means, please join us. That is an open invitation to anybody that'd like to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and move us forward. Our chief of staff is going to be coming forward, and we're going to be highlighting members of our student body at this time. Ms. McCullis.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Soto, Dr. Hernandez, Board of Managers, staff, students, and community. What we are here today is we are going to highlight just several of our students. And the first, I would like to bring up Cassandra Luna. Cassandra Luna ranked second in the state in her weight class of 181. She is a two-time state qualifier in powerlifting. She's also a superintendent scholar and will be attending Incarnate Word University. Let's give Cassandra a hand. Next, we have Edward Zaragoza from Memorial High School. He is a regional qualifier in his weight class of 198. He is a 2019 state qualifier, and after graduation, he will be joining the Army. Thank you, Edward. Next, we have John Deja Henderson from Memorial High School. John Deja was recognized with a 1,000-point award this year at Memorial, and she will be attending North Texas. Let's give her a round of applause. Next, we have Tiffany Lopez from Memorial High School. So Tiffany also received a 1,000-point award. She's a track and field area and regional qualifier in discus, and Tiffany will be attending Arlea de Lake University on a basketball scholarship. Congratulations, Tiffany. The next student we have today is Cliff Lopez from John F. Kennedy High School. Cliff is a junior, but this year he was recognized with, again, the 1,000-point award. Congratulations, Cliff. Next, we have Memorial High School, Jose Perez. Jose Perez played basketball and football. He was a KSAT Athlete of the Week, and he has signed with Cisco Junior College for football. Congratulations. The next student we have is Lamaya Teamer from John F. Kennedy High School. Lamaya has signed to play soccer with the NCAA Division I Prairie View. Congratulations. Lamaya is also a superintendent scholar. Next, we have Angel Banderas from Memorial High School. Angel is a junior at Memorial, and he was third place qualifier in district. A week later, he represented Memorial Minutemen and finished as one of the top 15 discus throwers in the entire region. Congratulations. So now we will bring up the Memorial Varsity Boys Soccer Team. The boys soccer team placed third in district and finished by district finalists. Congratulations to the Memorial boys soccer team. Great job. Or going tippy toes. This past weekend, we had several students selected by Go Public. I forgot.
Guys. Sir. Guys.
Right, trainer. I'll do the work. Thank you, sir.
This past weekend, we had several students selected by Go Public to have their artwork posted on billboards and wrapped around via transit buses. We have Leslie Alvarez, Yasmin Villa, Tracy Muskis, and Manuel Martinez. It was short notice. They weren't unable to be here, but we would still like to congratulate them for this honor.
All right.
So we have Manuel Martinez and Leslie Alvarez. Thank you so much for being here on short notice. Congratulations to our scholars.
Good evening, President Soto, board members, Dr. Hernandez, community, and staff. Tonight, I have the pleasure of introducing to you a new member of our staff. Jose Kepke was born in Coyoacán, Mexico. He attended elementary school in the Federal District of Mexico. In 1977, he became a naturalized U.S. citizen and graduated from Brownsville Independent School District's James Pace High School in 1983. He served in the Marine Corps and Army from 1985 to 1991 and has earned a Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Texas at Brownsville and a Master's in Business Administration from UTSA. He worked for a CPA firm as an auditor for 5 years, and in 2001, he started working in the education business, where he has 19 years of experience, mostly in the business office. He worked as an accounting supervisor for San Benito CISD, compensation manager for Brownsville ISD, executive director of finance for Southside ISD and Carrizo Springs ISD. In 1999, he married his beautiful wife, Sylvia. Together, they have had the privilege of nurturing 3 strong young men. He believes that the workplace must have 5 core values: accountability, perseverance, discipline, diligence, and integrity. He looks forward to working at Edgewood Independent School District for many years to come, and it is my pleasure to introduce him tonight as our Executive Director of Business and Finance, supporting our business office. Welcome, Mr. Kepke.
Okay. Mr. Soto, that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Board members, we do not have any presentations this evening. We'll continue with the agenda, with the consent agenda. Board members, do we have a motion to accept the consent agenda as it's listed, including items A through G?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. President.
Board member Joseph Guerra moves. Board member Timothy Payne seconds. Do we have any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Yes. In your motion, can you clarify the items that are listed in the consent agenda, please?
Motion is to accept all items A through G on the consent agenda.
It's I. It goes through I. It's on second page.
Sorry. A through I, I'm sorry.
Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. President.
Mr. Guerra has clarified the motion. Mr. Timothy Payne has second. Do we have any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Board members, does anyone have any questions or comments regarding the information items? Board members, we do not have any citizens to be heard this evening. The time is now 6:42. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. President.
Do we have a second? Board member Timothy Payne moves. Board member Martha Castilla seconds. Do we have any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much.